Have you been looking at being a landlord completely incorrectly? Do you own multiple doors and actually have no cash flow? Well, today I have the leading expert in that exact field. My man today is Irving Barajas, and he actually is going to help you understand and unlock income potential that you didn't know that you had. So get ready, buckle up, double down on the insights today with Irving Barajas. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good morning. I want to jump right into this, man, in case an audience member doesn't actually know what we're doing or what we're talking about today. What is co-living?
Co-living is when you buy a house and you just rent out the rooms to individual people instead of renting out the whole entire house.
Okay, so let's say it's like a 4-bedroom house. You're renting to 4 different tenants instead of like one family and they have complete control over everything.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing such a thing like this?
I've been doing it since 2019.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I've been living in roommate situations like my whole life, but I bought my first property 2019.
There we go. Okay. And then what was it like going into purchasing your very first property and then having the mindset of, this is how I know I'm going to get and squeeze as much out of the orange as I possibly can. I'm going to rent out every single possible room.
Say that again.
What was the thought process into doing such a thing? Was it like money was tight? Was it there's a different life that you want to have and you don't think that you're able to do it with just you paying all of your bills and your mortgage? Or did you have friends and family like in need, so you rented out rooms? Like, what was the thought process of doing that?
That's a great question. I coming into America as an immigrant, we never really had like our own home, and always renting. And my parents finally bought a home in 2007.
Okay.
And then you know how that goes when you buy it at that time. They ended up losing the home, and that really like gave me that trauma where I want to buy a house for both my parents and for myself, and I wanted to figure out how to do that. And buying a house in most situations will make you house poor, where you can't really afford to do anything other than just pay your bills and just survive. Unless you get like downsize or do like a fixer upper. So my goal was to buy a bigger house with more rooms and be able to like rent them out. And when I ran the numbers, I found different pockets in California where I could do that and generate profit essentially.
So you're buying properties in California.
Yes.
People don't even think that they can do that at all. You're buying multiple properties in one of the highest states there is in America.
Yeah.
There we go.
And interest rates were lower back then, so
okay.
But you can still do it now.
Yeah. All right. So anything could be done.
Yeah.
So you went in with the strategy purchasing your very first home to do this intentionally?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I actually had another guest, another episode on the podcast. His name was Cassidy Warren. I think he spoke a little bit to this. He actually said that if you go into purchasing a home with the intention of renting out individual rooms, you can have your tenants sign rental agreements. And then to your lender, you can actually show the lender, this is how much each room is going to net me. And they add that to your income as well. Did you do something similar situation? Or?
I did something similar, and I saw that episode. It was amazing.
There we go.
But my situation, I just used my salary.
Okay.
And I didn't know you could just basically say, I'm going to have these rooms rented out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do that in the future.
There we go.
For sure.
Yeah.
But as soon as I had my first property, I used a similar strategy when buying the second one. They would just check that I had all the house filled out with the roommates, and they added that to the, I don't know how they did it, to the loan officer, and they made it happen. Yeah.
Got you. Okay. So let's say you're at your first property, right? How do you have like a buyer's box? Is it how many rooms to how many bathrooms, or is it neighborhood? Is it schools? Like, what goes into the Irving Barajas buyer's box like requirements? What's up, risk takers? Welcome back to the Double Down Podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Woodson. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start building the empire you are meant for, you're in exactly the right place. Before we dive in today's game-changing episode, do me a quick favor. If you're listening on audio right now, smash that follow button and leave me a 5-star rating. It literally takes you 3 seconds. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, ring that notification bell so you never miss the strategies that could change your entire life.
Yeah. Initially, it was a pretty small box where it was essentially how much I could afford and that I'd be comfortable if I didn't rent out all the rooms that I could rent out essentially.
Smart.
And that was 650K, and was looking for homes with 4 or 5 bedrooms. And doing the math, it would make a profit if I rented out all the bedrooms. So that was my initial box, and also next to university, because my logic back in the day, if there's always students coming in, the rooms are always going to be rented, and that was essentially all I was working with.
That's all it took, man.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure you got better with time.
yeah,
You live and learn.
yeah.
Okay, so we're in the first property now. Walk me through this. 4 bedrooms is what you said is what you're looking for next to a university. Are you living in this house as well, or are you renting it out and you're completely hands off?
So first property I did FHA loan,
Okay.
and it was 4 bedrooms, and it had a garage and like a separate like second garage that I was looking at converting into bedrooms too.
Yeah.
But I forgot what the question was.
Were you actually living inside the house?
Oh yeah,
and
I have to live in the house.
Oh, okay.
For FHA loan
Got it.
for at least a year.
Okay.
So I was living in the house.
So you just like keep the biggest room in the house and you rent out the smaller ones? Is that how you were
No,
doing
at
it?
that time I was very minimal and I was traveling a lot, so I was just gonna live in one of the smaller rooms. But I was planning to go travel, and then I rented out all the. Oops, sorry. Rented out all the rooms, and COVID hit.
Mm.
And when COVID hit, I didn't have a bedroom anymore, and I wasn't gonna kick out anyone out of the house, and so I just basically just bummed it in the in the living room for about a couple, like 6 to 8 months, and during that time I just started building out a van, because I was gonna do van life instead,
Wow.
and just traveled the U.S. in the van.
Dude, good for you. So you weren't a slumlord because you didn't choose to kick out your tenants during like the most catastrophic time in American history. So shout out to you. But also another shout out to you to be like, I'm going to kind of get the short end of the stick here and live in the living room. That's a pretty traumatic and big ordeal. You know what I mean? Because it's yours. Did you kind of look at anybody differently inside the house, sideways, or just like, hey,
No, I think COVID made us all like really close.
mm,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
got you.
And usually with all the tenants I've ever had, we have like a really good relationship. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
How do you actually find tenants? Like, this is so new, and I'm really interested because I have multiple properties. I have tenants in my properties, but I've always rented to like couples or I've rented to families. So I've never, I guess, opened my mind to renting out multiple rooms to different families in the same exact property. And that's why this episode is actually really, really interesting to me. But how do you find a tenant? And like, what's the vetting process look like?
The ones that work the best for me in Inland Empire are roomies.com and Facebook, Zillow sometimes,
Okay.
but there's a variety of different ones for rooms. Like I think Roomies another one. Uh, you could do Craigslist, but I don't know. I wouldn't do that one.
Yeah, pretty shady.
And the process for me is I always meet the people like face to face to like get a vibe check,
Mhm.
because when I buy the house I will usually be living there for a year
Mm.
before I move to the next one.
Okay.
So I'll get the vibe check. I'll do a criminal background check. I use roomies.com for that. I'll do 3 pay stubs, and also a landlord or like a employer referral.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
So do you do this, gather all of this information, and then do you kind of pass it along to the other tenants so they know who they're essentially living with? Or do you keep that stuff like personal information, kind of like doctor-patient confidentiality? What does that look like?
Yeah. No, I usually keep that private.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you do co-ed living too? Like men
Yes.
and women? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do you,
Mm.
okay, what does that look like? Have you ever had a situation where, I don't know, one girls always call dudes creeps. You know what I mean? Everyone is a creep to a girl.
Yeah.
Have you had situations like that before where you had to step in and like kind of tell them to act differently or kick them out because said situation? Anything like that?
No, luckily I've always had really respectful tenants.
Non-creeps, huh?
Yeah, non-creeps.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've had interesting situations happen.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've done first property. Like you said, you've lived in it for a year, you used your FHA loan. Now this is 100% filled out. Are you cash flow positive, and now are the tenants actually covering your mortgage plus putting something in your pocket every month?
The first property, yeah, I was cash flow positive, I think around like $400.
Okay.
After utilities and saving like around 200 for expenses and like not like tenants not being there.
Yeah. Okay. So you have cash flow, your rooms are rented out, plus you're able to save some. This is the first property you're like, this works. I can do it again a year later. And
Yeah.
that's the thought process going forward.
Yep.
Are you also buying like fixer upper houses, or are they already like 100% ready to go? What do they call it? Move-in ready. Is it like that?
It was a mix. My first one was a fixer upper.
Okay.
I probably spent like 10K, the walls, the floors,
Yeah.
just making it look prettier, like livable. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Then it was good to go.
Okay. That doesn't sound too bad of an investment, right? Especially if you already know, okay, I'm going to put 10,000 into it. And then I know I'm already they're going to cover my mortgage. Plus I get to put something away in my pockets for saving. Plus I get to keep a little something in case stuff goes wrong. Cause you and I both know, dude, stuff can go wrong. It will go wrong. I actually had a guest on here and he said he owned 40 doors and he still was only netting like $400. And it was because he was on the East Coast in New York, I believe he was, and like the pipes froze and bursted or something.
Oh, man.
So all of these properties that he had and everything that he saved was gone with just one incident.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that is something that you have to prepare for. And this might be the best way to like kind of recoup if a situation like that happens of renting out to multiple people inside. Is this something that you would recommend to like the everyday person, or do you have to have kind of like a different mindset? And I'm asking because you also lived there.
Yeah.
That's different to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see it more so, at least my personality of like, I could rent it out to a bunch of people if I'm hands off and a management company runs this, but you were
Yeah.
personally in the mix every day. So could you recommend this to like any and everybody could do it? Are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? At Deviant Consultations, we're here to guide you, complete white glove service every step of the way. Whether you're starting your credit repair journey or you're looking to get business funding, we've got your back. Go ahead and screenshot or click the QR code below and schedule your discovery call with the team. Let's make your dreams come true together.
I think anyone could do it. Recommend it to anyone? No, it just depends on like what you want, essentially.
Okay.
And yeah, and you could do the hands-off approach too. Many people do it. I know a guy that has 36 properties
Wow.
and renting all by the room,
Mm-hmm.
and he just has like management teams everywhere. But you need to find really good deals where you're gonna cash flow, where you could pay for the management fee.
Absolutely. While you were living in this property, what would you say was like the biggest hurdle or the obstacle that you ran into? And you got to have a real inside perspective again, because you live there with your tenants. What was like the biggest thing or the hurdle for your tenants living in all 4 different people in one house?
Initially, I had no idea what I was doing, so I was very loosey-goosey. I didn't have any rules or nothing. It was kind of like the Wild Wild West. And then issues started happening, and I kind of learned, and I started creating more and more rules for the houses. Over time, those rules like now just I'm almost like hands off, where I only maybe spend like an hour on a property every month, and or whenever something breaks.
Yeah.
And this actually led to Cohabi, the app that I make for landlords who want to rent out rooms.
Okay.
That gives you all the tools and resources for you to be able to manage your property, create tasks. So like, let's say 2 tenants share a bathroom. It'll create a rotation between them, remind them. They could check it off when they complete it. You could do roommate chat. So let's say a girl moves into a house with 3 guys and doesn't want to share her number. She could communicate with all the tenants with DMs or a group chat for the property. As a landlord, you could do room inspections, and it'll keep all that information for you, the pictures, and then when they move out, you could like verify everything's good. You could do rent reminders. Don't have to like be sending out texts to your tenants saying, "Hey, you haven't paid the rent," or like reminding them. It'll do all of that automatically for you, and we're adding more and more features as we go.
Wow, man. So you got a first person point of view living inside the properties. So you actually got to really truly understand what are the pain points, what are the things that are issues, and then you knew it. So you actually were able to create a solution to it as well by creating your own app. What was the app called again?
Cohabi.
Cohabi. Is this viable? Is this inside like the Google Play Store? Is this in the Apple Store? Like this can be used worldwide, or is this something just you use?
No, it's on the Apple Store and on Google. We're in beta,
Dope.
and we'll probably release in like the next 1 or 2 months.
How were you able to create an app, dude? Like, what is your background? What is your history? Like, that's awesome.
So I'm a full-time software engineer, so I make apps, websites. So
Yeah.
if you need anything, I don't know what camera to look at,
No.
hit me
Yeah.
up.
There we go. Okay, so what in between which property, like numbers one, two, oh, I'm sorry, how many did you own at your peak of doing this co-renting experience?
So I bought 4 properties in 4 years.
4 properties in 4 years. Same play every single time. FHA 1 year living in it. FHA 1 year living in it. FHA 1 year living in it.
It was a mix of 2 FHA loans and then just traditional loans on the other 2.
And then when did Cohabi become a thing?
Cohabi happened about 2 years ago.
But in between which property numbers?
I was on property 3, and that's when I was like, all right, I need to get better tools, and there was nothing out there, so I was like, I could just create it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the functions on it is allowing the tenants to actually communicate with each other like, hey, Monday night, Tony, is your night for kitchen duty. And everybody in the house knows it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you basically hold each other accountable like, hey, the dishes weren't done. It was Tony's fault.
Yeah.
Right. And I love it, totally understand it. But what does it actually do and prevent? Because at the end of the day, I'm a man, you're a man. If I don't feel like cleaning up after you, I don't want to, I don't have to. What is the actual like end result if, say, circumstances like that come up?
Yeah, great question. So I have a lease agreement with rules of like that you have to like pull your own weight with chores and all of that. And I also do month to month leases. That way, like if it's not working out for the roommates, then yeah, then we have an option to, or they want to leave too, they have the option to leave.
Wow. So you basically keep control over everything, and like your poor decision making leaves essentially to you getting kicked out. And then does that person lose their month's rent plus their deposit just because of their poor choices?
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless
Earlier,
they damage the property,
yeah,
that's the only time I'll take the deposit.
got you. Okay. So what other functions are inside of the app? Holding each other accountable to tools. You said pre-inspection and like post-inspection for tenants moving in and moving out, right?
Yeah.
That's genius because that not only saves the landlord, but also the tenant. You know what I mean? So they can get their deposit back. So that's a great function inside the tool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the communication that you were saying for tenants.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like firewall encrypted? Like, you know, when you get inside an Uber, like your Uber driver could text you and then you could text them back, but they don't have your phone number. Is it kind of like that?
Well, just like a chat where it's just you should just see their name and their profile. So
Gotcha.
another thing that we're trying to do is a lot of people that are renting out rooms in like my niche were like college students.
Gotcha.
But they don't have like a credit history, and a lot of people look into like the credit. But in the app, every time you complete a task, every time you pay rent on time, you also get like points for each one of those things that you do.
Yeah.
And you keep a tally of everything that you're doing, and it shows like how good of a tenant you were. And when you leave the house, everyone could leave you like a review, and you can leave everyone a review, including the landlord, and say like this landlord sucked or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
About the roommates. And another thing too is you could list your property on our website, and it'll show all the roommates. Have you ever been curious of like who lives there? You could like every roommate could make their profile, put their Instagram handle, so you could see like the vibe that you're like walking into. and not just like walk in blind. Like I'm just gonna live with like randos. In this way, you could actually see who you're gonna be like living with.
So good, dude. Like that right there would give me peace of mind. And I'm really thinking, listening, like, okay, would I allow my daughter, you know what I mean, to do something like this? But that right there does give peace of mind to an individual or to like a father. You know what I mean? Like you have these opportunities to know who your roommates are, look them up. And yeah, like Uber, same exact situation. Like, was this person a good rider? Was this person a good driver? And then it's like a little reward system too. Like people like
Yeah.
recognition. So that makes a lot of sense. Can you accept payments inside of this app?
Not yet. That's something we're working on.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have actual users using your app, or is it just a you thing?
Yeah, we have around 400 people using it right now.
There we go. Right on.
Mhm.
Dude, I'm sorry. I think I just glossed right over this. When you were purchasing these properties and you were renting them out to tenants, how did you put like a value or a dollar amount of how much each room gets rented out for, and to
Okay.
like know how much money is this house eventually going to make me?
Yeah. So I would just go on roomies.com or Facebook, see what other people were renting their rooms for, and I'll like write details for each proper or each room, like how much it's going for when they put it up there. And I kind of just do this all like every day for like a week or 2 weeks and get an idea of like how much rooms are renting for. And just that way I know how much I can rent mine out for
Okay.
it. And it'll usually rent out within like 1 or 2 weeks. And if it doesn't, then I'll bring down the price a little bit.
Wow. Okay. So you're having comps to things that are like recognizable, you know what I mean, and kind of similar to you. What is like the average life of a tenant that you're having? And then what is like the turnover, or like, I think you kind of answered it already. How long does it normally take after you post it to actually fill the room if someone does leave?
Um, it Wait, ask that one more
The
time.
life. What is like the life term that you get from a
Yeah.
tenant in a room?
Most of my tenants have been there for like 1 to 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Usually students, and they'll just stay with us throughout their whole like while they're going at school.
Dude, okay. That's crazy. And that's shocking to me because I'm having to do it as I'm turning over my tenants literally once a year. Like they'll stay for the year, you know what I mean? But we
Yeah.
do a year lease agreement or rental agreement, and then they'll go find something else. And then I have to refresh, new paint, all this crap that goes along with being a landlord. And then repost it again, revet, check, and find a new tenant. 3 years is a banger, bro.
Yeah, but most of them. But I've also had roommates that would come in for like 3 months and then leave.
Leave
I've
again.
also had tenants that would just like leave and leave everything behind. Those are like the weirdest cases.
What has been the weirdest thing that you found for someone leaving things behind?
Well, this is the weirdest thing that just literally just happened like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We found a bag of teeth.
What?
A bag of teeth.
Like human teeth?
I don't know. So
Hold on.
we didn't want to touch them, but there was a whole bag of teeth, and I asked every tenant, I was like, "Hey, is this your bag of teeth?" And they're like, "What the fuck, no." And so no one like we have roommates come in and out, so someone must have left it. They left it in the shared utility for like the cleaning supplies, like
Yeah.
all the way in the back.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do. So I called like the Riverside Police Department. They came out and then they looked at it. They're like, I don't know if it's human or like, well, it is for sure human, but we don't know if they're real because they had like a blue and like yellow tint to some of them.
Okay.
I don't know if that's normal.
Sure.
Dentist, comment below.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah.
And they took them for evidence, and that's it. They said like if anything pops up, if they have any more questions, they'll hit me up.
Bro,
But yeah, pretty weird.
have you seen the Netflix series You?
Yeah.
So you had Joe living inside of one of your
Oh,
rooms.
don't say that.
That's what you're trying to tell me, bro? That's crazy. Like, I want to try to give this person the benefit of the doubt because, like, I know my wife, she keeps like our daughter's baby teeth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I want to say,
No,
like,
but this was like a huge bag. It wouldn't be like
Okay.
one person's like teeth.
Yeah.
Like maybe kids as growing up.
Yeah.
No, these were like it'd probably be like
multiple
30 people.
mouths of teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
So
It
Joe.
was sketchy. Yeah.
So Joe,
Now
bro.
no one's gonna do room rentals.
Nobody's doing this, bro. Did okay? Were you able to, or did you think about reaching out inside the app and being like, "Yo, did anyone leave their teeth?" Like,
No, I did this individually,
right.
so to not scare anyone else.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that anything's topping that as in like the weirdest or creepiest thing that you could find, dude.
There's some other ones,
There's
but
some other ones. That's yeah. Okay. So just so you know, if you're ever thinking about this, compare it to that. Yeah. Anything not that, you had a great experience. Dang. That's yeah. Trippy.
it's gnarly.
All right.
Yeah.
When you're renting out rooms, but I think that you have an upper hand, and again, like I say this selfishly, like I think you have an upper hand on what I'm doing, as in the old school way of renting out homes or renting out, single family homes or multifamily homes, is the fact that you hold your tenants' feet to the fire with a month to month agreement, because giving them yourself the option to kick them out as well as them too, because what if they don't like you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and they want to leave. I feel like that right there is the reason that you're able to keep them for such a long time, because I give them a year and people start to show their ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you get a new job, you're a rock star for a month. After that, you're like, oh man, I'm coming in late, you know what I mean, I'm going home early. You think you're safe. So I think that that's where the benefit is of doing it this way, of like keeping them longer, but also holding them accountable every single month. Like you got to be on your P's and Q's, or I could get kicked out and have to find somewhere new.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's an advantage that you have?
I think so, but it's also for them too.
Yeah.
And I think that they really like that, the month to month,
Mm-hmm.
because you never know what you're walking into with the roommates, and you'll see the vibe, and if you're locked in, you're gonna hate your 1 year or whatever.
Yeah. Is like the backyard some space that's shared? The kitchen is a shared space. Like, what does it look like in different areas in each home that
Yeah.
the tenants have access to?
Yeah. The kitchen, the living room, the backyard. We have like a balcony in one of the houses, a pool and spa in another house.
Okay.
And some of the tenants will bring in stuff too, and they just ask for permission. Like we have a pool table. Shout out to Mo. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about like, and you did say this earlier, of as you got better, as you got more time under your belt and more properties under your belt as well, more rules came into place. And then that's when the app came into place. What about having guests over? What about throwing parties? What about having, starting a relationship or a family and they're just in a room?
Yeah.
These circumstances or things are, I'm pretty sure you're going to have happen. What
Yeah.
do those instances look like?
So I actually added to the lease no overnight guest,
Okay.
but I tell them like I don't care. Like you can have people over if you want to. Just I don't want to know about it, and it like I don't want to hear like complaints about it, or else we'll like be enforcing the rule.
Gotcha.
But that is one of the rules. It's like no overnight guest.
Okay.
But people have guests all the time.
For
Yeah.
sure. And then like parties though, like let's
No
say they're really
parties.
no parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless like they ask and they want to like for something special,
Yeah.
they could request for that. But no parties over like 3 people. Yeah.
Okay. So there are rules in place to try to allow everyone to like live, because essentially
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you are roommates, but like this is my home too, even if it is
Yeah.
only a room.
Yeah, and I only do it so they like ask and give like notice to the other tenants. So like if they're gonna have a birthday party or like we have had like pool parties and stuff,
Yeah.
they just ask for permission and we let everyone know and we like prepare for it.
Like Super Bowl parties, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That makes sense to me. So now you're a couple houses in, you have the app, things are now streamlining as possible, as much as possible. Because again, at the end of the day, there's a human element of the whole thing. Where now do you think that it's possible for this thing to grow? Because you told me before we started rolling, like cohabiting is booming, and you think
Yeah.
like more and more people are getting into it. But this is new to me. I never heard about this until we started talking about it. What do you think like the potential is? More people are just going to buy houses with this intention of try to stretch as much as you possibly can?
I feel like it's getting saturated now. There's a lot of like competition,
Okay.
and I feel like it's gonna start making rents go down. And some people are they're like fully maximizing the home. So like they'll take like a 4 or 5 bedroom home and make it into like a 10 bedroom home. And that to me is just too crazy. Like I like to have like peace of mind and kind of hands off. I feel like the more people, it's gonna just create more tension, more problems. But they do make the rooms cheaper, so that's a pro to like help like the housing crisis.
Absolutely. Okay, no, that actually, bro, now that you say that, I think I saw a gentleman come on Shark Tank and he bought a home and let's just say it was like 380,000 or something and he had it for like a year and the equity in it now or like the ARV was like 800,000 and none of the sharks understood. They're like, "How? Nothing changed." And he was like, "Oh no. I took the 2-car garage and I made it like 4 or 5 new bedrooms inside the garage."
Yeah.
So that's maximizing the space. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about? Like stuff
Yes.
like that's going
Yeah.
on? Wow.
Yeah. I
Dude.
might add like another room or two, but I don't think I like to have like 2 to 3 roommates per bathroom.
2 to 3
And some of
roommates.
those homes they're doing like 4 or 5 people for one bathroom.
Yeah, you're not a slumlord. You said that a few times. Okay. Dang. Okay. Do you feel like you have to compete with like Airbnb or do you not have Airbnb type guests or people who come in and like only want to stay for a month? You know what I mean? Like travel
Yeah.
nurses or, they're in town for this. Do you have competition like that with other
I
apps?
I don't go for that niche
Okay.
because I don't want to put like every month find a new tenant
Yeah,
and I'd rather just like have long-term tenants.
for sure.
Yeah.
Are you doing like new remodels, like top of the line features and things in the house, like beautiful color drenching ceiling, green walls, and like eye catching popping stuff, like modern stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really boiling down to the type of tenant you're looking for, or are you keeping it very bare minimum and basic and this like this is what you get, and what you bring in here spices it up? What is that like?
I keep it more bare minimum. And one of the things I've learned is not to let them like decorate or put things in the shared spaces because people just leave things and then you have to like clean up after them or they start fighting about things getting lost or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's better to just like have more control over the shared spaces.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Do you offer like, hey, this room can come fully furnished, or is it you have to bring in your own bed frame, your own mattress, your own everything, like curtains, blinds? To be honest, it's stuff guys don't think about.
Yeah.
We don't think about those stuff. I didn't realize like I needed blinds and curtains until my wife was like, "We need blinds and curtains." I just never, you know what I mean? Doesn't
Yeah.
come to my mind. Do you offer stuff like that?
I do have the option to
Okay.
get it furnished, but I prefer I think tenants that don't want it furnished because I know like they'll be here more long term than someone that just wants it furnished and be out in like 6 months or less.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because it's all your stuff, you're saying it's easier for them just to dip out.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Is this something that you can see yourself doing for like the foreseeable future because it just makes sense? Or is it because this is how you've calculated how to get the most properties underneath your belt? And at the same time, like not only are you putting money in your pocket on a month-to-month basis and they're covering your mortgages, all of these properties, you are obviously increasing equity in them. So you're making more money on the back end. Is this something that strategically you see going forward for like the rest of your life?
The properties I have right now,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's really easy to manage them. But do I want to scale? I'm not sure yet if I want to keep going
Mm.
because I do. If I did do that, I would have to like have someone manage the properties because I don't want to. I like traveling and doing fun stuff
Yeah.
and not really be hands on the properties.
Are now you brought another question into my head. You said because you are hands off because of the app, but if you were to scale even bigger, you would need a property management company.
Hmm.
Is that because you're buying your property so spaced out and far away from each other and like there's like travel time, let's say if you have to go fix something, or like what makes you think you need a management company if you were to scale if the app handles everything?
Yeah. Well, it handles not everything. It just makes things easier so
Okay.
so issues don't pop up.
Yeah.
But there's still going to be things that break, things that you need to maintain, and that takes time. And the more properties you have, more tenants that you have, it's going to be more time that you have to spend into it.
Where are your I know you did say like California. Where are your properties located?
So I had one in Temecula, sold that one, and I also had one in Pomona, and now I'm trying to. I have another one in Riverside and Moreno Valley. I'm trying to just stay like local
Yeah.
and not have to deal with driving like an hour to the properties.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
LA, Orange County from IE could be easily hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Mhm.
So everything that you're doing is kind of out that way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Off the 15 freeway out there in the Empire. What would you say has been the biggest eye opener for you doing this? Like, I know you already came into it with the intent, I can do this, but what actually being in the thick of it, you're like, oh, whoa, I didn't expect that. So let's just say an audience member was thinking of doing this. Like, if you had Irving talking to younger Irving, what do you wish you would have known before going into it?
There's a lot. But even just being a homeowner, there's things that they don't tell you.
Mm.
Like, I didn't know that you have to change the air filter like every 3 months.
Yeah.
Then I had a tenant ask me, he's like, "How often do you change the air filter?" And I was like, "I've never changed the air filter. It's been there for like 1 year." And yeah, like now, like air filter, you have to the water filter for the fridge,
Yeah.
the maintenance for the washer and dryer, for the heater, like for pest control, things that you should be on top of, so there's no like bigger damages down the line. So that's also why I created the school community that I have right now,
Okay.
is to create a roadmap and just document everything that I've learned and just give it out for free. So if you want to like know what to do, what to expect, how to handle like edge cases or things you just didn't know, it's all going to be there.
Dude, helping as many people as you possibly can.
Yeah.
How many people do you currently have inside of your school community, if you don't mind?
I don't know. I think like 30.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Something
And
like that.
it's mostly like you doing modules and courses, teaching them, or is it also people who are actively doing this and helping each other out as well, like in the community?
Yeah, so I'm trying to do that. I just need
Okay.
to be a little bit more active on it.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just documentation of everything, like starting to like finding a tenant, like building your lease agreement,
Okay.
tools I use, everything just beginning to end.
Yeah. What was it like building a like a rental agreement or a lease agreement if you've never done it before? What was that? Was like that intimidating or difficult to handle?
I just found some online and I like cookie cuttered it,
Yeah.
and then I had a lawyer like check it out and tell me everything sucked and remade one.
Fair enough. Yeah. Google Doc template
Yeah,
sucks. Revise.
yeah. But
Okay.
now we have AI, so I don't know if you could just do that with AI now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no more you suck.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Dude, that's crazy. What about like now I'm thinking really in depth and I'm just trying to help extract as much as I possibly can if a person goes into thinking I'm going to purchase a house and do this as well. Or I have a house now, right? And I'm only cash flowing $200. Let me go try this and give this an opportunity. What is like parking situations like if you have four people living in one house? You know what I mean? Like, and there's not a driveway or something. Is that something a hurdle to get over?
It just depends on your property. Like I have one property, there's no street sweeper, and people would just park on the street, and we have a lot like no one parks on the street for some reason. So we have like the whole street basically.
Yeah.
In another property, we have like three spaces to park. We made one like first come first serve, and the other one's more private. So if you want to like have your own spot, it'd just be like an extra 15 per month for you for that to be your spot.
Yeah.
And then also have street parking. But then there's a street sweeper that comes by, so you have to like wake up at like 6 a.m. to move it.
So you could essentially figure out different ways to actually make more money then. Like you're saying,
Yeah,
if like first come, first serve spot, but you could have reserve parking, which is like helpful obviously for groceries and stuff like that. Or
yeah,
I don't know, God forbid, someone with a disability or an ailment or
Yeah.
overweight and they're just like, I'm not trying to walk. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
happens, especially in the world today. So you can make some more money off of reserve parking and then
Yeah.
street sweeper. I'm sorry, you got to get your ass up and go
Yeah.
move your own car.
And there's I think they call it like making a champion tenant,
Mm-hmm.
where this tenant, maybe you could give them like a smaller amount of they pay less rent, or you give them like extra benefits, like they could use a garage or something like that, and they will help you when anything breaks. Instead of like you going out to that property, they'll be your guy, and they'll handle like getting like a plumber to come by, or just to be at the house when the plumber needs to come, or electrician or whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll help you out. So it's always good to, if you are far away, to have like a champion tenant, getting a little bit benefits just to help you out.
That's a good idea. How do you make that determination? Like you get to know them after they've been there for a couple months, or you throw the offer out right at the beginning? Like, hey, are you interested in this?
Yeah, just throw it out, see
Yeah.
who's interested.
Okay. That's a good
Hmm.
idea. Is there any other like opportunities inside where you can create other avenue streams like what you did with the parking spot? Like, is there other stuff where you could add on here and there, like that you've
Yeah, you could do rent out space, like have like boxes or like containers in the garage if space is limited, or and they need, like, they have a bunch of stuff that they want to store. I've heard people, there's apps now where you could like rent out your pool, you could rent out uh parking spaces. So you have a long driveway for like an RV, you could rent out that to someone that will just bring their RV and like park it, and you pay monthly. Um, and yeah, there are tons of ways to make extra income. If you want to add more value, if you have like um two living rooms in your home, you could convert one of those living rooms into like another bedroom, or you could do what that guy did and make a garage into like 10 bedrooms.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had another guest who came by and he said he uses something called Peer Space. So what he does is in his house, he has like a badass kitchen and like people will rent and shoot music videos in his kitchen and in his backyard. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And it like it still lives in it. But he just found an
yeah,
opportunity to make some extra money because he has nice stuff.
yeah,
Okay, got you. So there is other opportunities inside each property as well. Do you
yeah.
do any of those things or is it just the parking?
Just the parking.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Is this are you still like collectively living with roommates essentially? I know they are your tenants, but
Yeah.
you're getting older. I don't know. Do you have a family?
Yeah.
You have a family. Okay. Are you living with your tenants and roommates still essentially, or you have your own spot now?
Yeah, so I have some family living with me.
Gotcha.
And then we have one tenant that's been with us for like 3 years now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something that you could do forever.
Yeah.
Like you're just comfortable with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. And is it also, I want to ask this, and please, if you're not comfortable with it or not, are you cash flow positive on every single property that you have because you're renting out this way? They're paying the mortgage. So you've never worried about that, never had a missed mortgage payment, and you've been able to put money in your pocket for the past 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. On every single property. And as time went on, rents go higher. The what's the PMI insurance? It went away, so my mortgage went down. So it, like, the cash flow, it gets bigger over time. And at each property, like I said, I rent out to family members, and so I do like way lower rent.
Okay.
But if I would charge the maximum, I'd be making around like 1,500 for each property.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
PMI went away. So your mortgage rate went down. But 2026 becomes 2027. Everything goes up with inflation. Rent prices grow up.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
And your equity goes up over time too, which is great.
I'm literally rethinking my whole life and like how I have my portfolio. Like doing this, listening to this now, especially because I got your app and I got
Yeah.
your school community. So I'll know to change the air filter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this just makes so much sense, dude. Okay, other than Creepy Joe with the teeth, what has been like the worst thing that you've had to experience? Is it like um drunks, you know what I mean? Or is it like drug addicts, things like that? Like, or do you already kind of safeguard yourself by doing the vetting up and on the front end where you never had to deal with things like that?
It's been pretty good, but I've had like another weird case was this tenant, this girl, she was there for like maybe, I don't know, 6 months, and then left everything in the room. Clothes, furniture, um, and like I gave her a notice because I didn't hear back, and then I also called the Riverside sheriff department because
Right.
I just report like she's missing. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Wellness
and
check or something, right?
yeah,
It's like a wellness check. Yeah, yeah.
and then I finally, after the 1 month notice, I went into the room and I just found all her stuff there. So I put everything in bags just in case she came back, and I was cleaning everything up. She left her collection,
Mm.
and it was like a massive collection of sex toys.
Okay. Massive
So
collection.
I had to throw this collection away. I've had another tenant too. She also disappeared, and then left a letter saying like someone's after her or something, and that was it.
Yeah.
I have a friend that also rents by the room, and they had an exchange student, um, and they were there for 6 months, and then they also just like randomly left. And his grandma was maintaining the property, so she went into the room, and then she calls her nephew or whatever, and says the walls are all yellow and sticky. And also another weird creeper guy was just I don't know if we can even say this
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah.
Just splooging
Yeah.
the wall for 6 months,
Yeah.
where like it was like a layer, and it was just the wall was just yellow.
Same spot or all
Yeah,
four
and this
walls?
poor like no, just one like giant. That was like the zone, like his zone that he had, and also had a bunch of collectibles,
Sex toys.
toys that he had,
Yeah.
and just left them there. And this poor grandma has to like clean this up now.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it. It probably burnt down the room. I don't know.
Dude. Okay.
So there could be things that happen. I'm saying this so there's less competition.
There we go. Right, right. Don't do it. Don't get in the market. Right. Less saturation.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, dude, like, yes, that is crazy. It's off the wall. But that could happen like my tenants could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've had situations where I was legitimately scared and nervous because we had to go through the court system to get our tenant out. And the judge offered them an opportunity where it's like, you have 3 days. And if you're out by the third day, you don't get this eviction on your report. And you don't have to pay whatever. You know what I mean? So I was happy, one, because he was finally going to leave. But two, I was pissed because I was like, this dude has 3 days to tear my house apart. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what was going through my head. Luckily, by the luck of God, he didn't do those things. And I was very fortunate and blessed there. But then I was also thinking, I was like, man, why did the judge allow this guy this opportunity to take that out? And then he gets the opportunity to go do this again to another landlord. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think if I would have obviously had access to your app and I would have been on your app, I could have made the note where it follows him and attaches him around. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Have you had instances like that where you had to get sheriffs involved and you had to like get a squatter out? Like, is there
No.
nothing like
Yeah.
that?
Where's the wood to tap on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
knock on wood, absolutely.
Yeah.
While you were telling me the story about the grandma, um, does each room come with like individual lock and key, or like is there like the click pad? You know, when you go to Uber or Airbnbs and stuff like that.
Yeah. So when I first started, I wanted all electronic because I like tech.
Yeah,
So I bought all the electronic doorknobs. They're like $75 each,
yeah,
and they're amazing until they break. And they all would break around like year 2 to 4,
mm,
which maybe it's the brand just sucks. And I started reverting back to just regular key because it's just too expensive to
yeah.
keep replacing electronic doorknobs.
Do you have like what's the thing? The Ring? Like, do you have Ring cameras inside or outside of the property as well, so you could kind of track movement and stuff that's going on at your houses as well?
We have cameras like outside and some in the shared spaces like the kitchen and living room.
Good. So just in case instances happen or
Yeah.
tenants try to lie on each other, stuff like
Yeah.
that, you can.
And it has come in handy where I'd have to like go back and replay and be like, no, it was actually you that did
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
That's good. So you kind of have all the boxes checked off as much as you can. Again, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
humans are humans, especially adults, shit's gonna happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you've kind of covered your bases every which way where if something does go completely left, you have the tools, you have the resources to get to the end result. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I feel like the risk is also a little bit lower because if you have the whole property rented, 5 tenants, and you lose a tenant, it's not like now you can't pay the rent. Now you only lost like $600, $800 for that one tenant, and you're still like having money come in
Yeah.
instead of like if you're renting the whole house and they leave, now you're not making any money for the next however months it takes you to find a tenant.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. Because we had a squatter in our spot and he just decided not to pay. And you have to go through the process, you know what I mean, of going to the court. The court, he has so many days to respond back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And if he responds back, now it gets pushed back. And then the sheriff has to go out there and do an inspection. Like it's
yeah,
a very long process of just free rent, essentially. You know what I mean? So you're
yeah.
absolutely right there. Do you feel like the risk reward, it like the reward is way higher than the risk by even having and dealing with so many different people and so many different personalities? Like the reward to you and the upside is just way greater.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
The revenue potential's way better too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, this is something that I've never given thought to, but now I've said it earlier. I think this might be the way to go. Is there, I know you have your school community. I know that you have the app. Is there like a 1, 2, 3 starter kit that you would give to anyone? You know what I mean? If they were potentially going to go do this and like not go buy a home, but just convert the home or the property that they already have into a co-living space.
Yeah, just see your local market, see what rooms go for, see how many bedrooms you would need to offset like the mortgage plus fees like utilities and all that. For me, it's around like $600 for all of that, like internet, everything.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
you cover everything.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
And they just get access to everything.
yeah.
Got
So
it.
I pay for the gardener, the pool guy, like all of that. We
Yeah.
have solar in the property too.
Okay. Got you. So electricity, all the water, like the long showers, you know what I mean? All of that
Yeah,
stuff is on you because it's just included in the rent.
yeah.
Gotcha. So it's a really, when you said something about the foreign exchange student, that sounds like a really good market to tap into. Is that something like you've tried to hit, or like how do you market, or do you have a specific avatar that you look for as a tenant?
Just college students.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I go for it. But I also get like random people that are just like working, not even going to school.
Yeah.
Around usually they're in their 20s or early 30s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So not like families at all, or like someone trying to like get stable and get on their feet, or like I just got out of a messy relationship. Not like that.
No, no, we have I have a tenant that has a daughter.
Okay.
One. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And is it he pays differently because he has another person, or
No, same amount.
yeah, hook
Yeah.
him up. You're not a slumlord.
Yeah.
We've learned this. Yeah, absolutely. Man, dude, I've learned so much just being able to pick your brain and learn this different opportunity of I think I've literally been doing this whole thing wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe I am coming in with rosy glasses now, you know what I mean? And do I think I'm going to run into obstacles and hurdles? Absolutely. It just happens. But the potential upside, what you're saying of like taking care of my mortgage, plus making equity, plus my PMI dropping off, and then rent increases every single month or every single year. Plus, again, holding their feet to the fire of like, you have to be a good tenant because I could kick you out. There just sounds like so many good things on this instead of I was looking at it before this conversation. I was just like, dude, I don't know. One person is enough for me. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine dealing with five. And you're having 4 properties. So what, 4 bedrooms, 4 properties? You know what I mean? You're looking at 16 different people. I couldn't imagine doing such a thing, dude. Have you looked back on it and been like, how the hell have I been doing this? Like, have you had a moment like that?
No, actually, no. I'm just thinking, how do I do more? Like do the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Jeez, that's awesome, dude. Like the way that your perspective is on it, and it makes sense to me as I'm listening to you because you are unlocking the potential of getting another property. You know what I mean? Because they're all making money for you. So knowing that you're stacking up money, are you ever thinking of like buying a big baller one and like going all in like $1 million house, 1.2? Because you have essentially businesses plus you said you're an engineer, so a high paying W2 job. Or are you gonna stick to like your buyer's box because this is what works for you? Like, what does that look like?
I think right now that buyer box,
Okay.
because I've tried to make the numbers work for like a $1 million home, but it never works with the numbers. Someone would be paying like $2,000 for one bedroom in order for that to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I can make that, but I'm sure someone can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Airbnb, maybe you'll always just get creative on how to rent out the rooms or your space.
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what I think normal prices, like an apartment in California is like $2,000, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think you would have to, one, have a really big room and then like a killer kitchen, backyard, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Where all those variables are like, oh, this is worth it.
yeah.
You know what I
Maybe
mean?
make it luxury, have like pool tables,
Yeah.
a masseuse guy comes in or whatever per
There you
month.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Now you're thinking out of the box, dude. That's it for real. That's real luxury living. Dude, this has been an absolute pleasure for me. Literally, like you've changed the way that I think and the way I look at my rental properties now. Cause there's been moments, dude, where I'm like, I'm ready to sell this crap. Like legit.
Yeah,
I'm just done. You know what I mean? It's a headache, it's a pain. And the experience that I had on the last one really was I was on the verge. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But if I can get lucky like you and not get obviously Sleepy Joe, you know what I
yeah.
mean, Tooth McGee,
I know.
I'm good. Just money in my pocket, and they basically watch each other. Do you know what I mean? And do everything inside the house. This just sounds like so much upside potential.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah.
this, man.
No, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Dude, please, this is your camera here. I would like to ask you though, if you had the opportunity to talk to an individual who came and found you, just like on the street or maybe inside your school community, and was like, Irving, I want to get into this co-living space, but I'm afraid. What would you say to that individual to one, get them to understand overcoming the fear, and then when they do overcome the fear, what is the benefit of overcoming it? What would you say to that individual?
I would say just take the risk, and no matter what, you're gonna learn. It's all about learning and just doing it, and don't just be on the sidelines and just regretting not making a decision. And whatever happens, you're gonna come out with more knowledge, and if everything goes well, you're gonna build the life that you want to build and have one step closer to financial freedom to be able to do whatever you want. Like for me, it's traveling, spending time with family and friends, and you'll make it. If I can make it happen, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has this created the life that you've wanted to have and created financial freedom for you?
Fuck yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much for taking the time today and sitting down with us. And honestly, I know for the audience member who is watching this and who's on the verge of thinking of it, or someone like me who's never heard of it, you definitely unlocked something for us today. So please let the audience know how they can get a hold of you, reach out to you. What's the name of your app again? And then your school community.
On social media, I'm the Irving Barajas, and on school community, it's the co-living, um,
Landlord.
it's the co-living Landlord Academy, and then the app is Cohabi.
There we go. Right on. Dude, thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate
Thank you. It was
you.
a pleasure.
You know it. You guys heard it here first from the house hacking extraordinaire. If he could do it, anyone can do it. And if you have your mind set on this is the way you want to structure your life, I want you to make that choice for yourself and double down on it. If you have a dream, if you have something that you want to obtain, and just because no one else in your life has done such a thing, or because they live in fear, I don't want you to live in fear. I want you to double down on it. I promise the very best investment you could ever make is in yourself. And if you get the opportunity to meet me, please introduce yourself, because I'd love to meet the double down version of you. That was today's episode.